Welcome to Stories That Matter. I'm your host, Doug Thompson, with my special guest today is Dr. Lew Sterrett. And Doctor, it is nice to have you join us today. I was looking at your website information, and the Sermon on the Mount is what caught my attention first about it. And then after I looked at that a little bit, I thought, oh my goodness, you're coming into LifeHouse in Abilene, and that's Chris Danielson. And then I saw on Sunday night at 6, you're going to be at New Trail, and that's Pastor Stan Norman. They're both great people, and you're going to have a good time, and they're going to be blessed.
So, with the price of gas, you got to make 2 hits for one travel.
There you go. There you go. Speaking of travel, I was looking at your agenda for April. You've already been to Mount Morris, New York. You just came back from San Antonio, and you're giving that rig a pretty good ride here.
Well, that was a fly trip, and we got home just in time for Oklahoma University, their football team and coaches, just in time for that, and then we were in San Antonio until this morning.
All right. Well, hope you've been able to get some rest. Tell me about it. What does this mean, Sermon on the Mount?
Well, it's kind of a play on words, obviously. People kind of, they tell me you don't tell a joke on Thursday for fear you'll laugh in church on Sunday, but it's Sermon on the Horse, but it's not about Matthew 5. It's about life principles illustrated through the training of a horse. And so we use all kinds of horses at every level, from having no relationship with humankind to have an entry-level relationship to having a very difficult relationship to having a total seamless relationship, and watching the harmony that comes just as we reflect on God's design for our life and the principles of Christianity and how they help us to succeed.
Awesome. That's absolutely awesome. And when you're coming into Abilene, Kansas area, of course, that's a Wild Bill Hickok territory, Dwight Eisenhower, President Eisenhower territory. And so this is beautiful area. You're going to enjoy it, and you're going to enjoy the people here. I happen to have been a farm kid that grew up, and so I had one of my jobs was to get on the horse every night, ride out and get the milk cows, bring them in. And so I know personalities of horses, and they're just like humans.
That's
and
exactly right.
I'm talking to the choir right here, so you take over from there, because I knew the horses. I could tell when they were mad at me, when they were okay, and everything was fine. But so how do you use the horses in your ministry?
Well, like people, we're all the same, and horses are all the same. I go to other countries and people say, well, I don't know if this horse will understand English. I don't even understand English. So it's the universal language is really about body language, and the horse begins to understand the consistency of the human that intervenes with his life, and the consistency that he tends to trust more than even himself eventually. But like personalities, they're unique in their own ways. They have unique flavors, and as do we personalities, but we all have the same basic needs. And one of those needs is to have loving, secure relationships with healthy boundaries. And that is provided in nature. We watch horses with territorial interest, but they have peck orders, they have priorities, and we understand those needs and how to meet those needs. That horse is able to respond to us and succeed in developing and learning how to build harmony in relationship. So on Saturday, we'll start with a horse that's never been saddled, never been ridden, probably a 2-year-old, I think it is, maybe a 3-year-old. I never see the horse until just before the program. All I need to know is that it's halterable, transportable safely, has never been ridden or saddled. And then we take it from there. And I bring one of my horses with me, or one or more, and my crew, and we set up a round pen on Saturday in particular. And we're going to watch his fearful, self-protective nature. We're going to watch him try to answer his own problems and his own solutions, and realize that that doesn't work. And then he begins to recognize his need for the trainer, and we watch the responses that take place. And it's just a wonderful thing to watch. The greatest, most attractive thing on earth is to watch the dynamic of a changed heart. And we're watching a selfish person being changed to where they're willing to learn and grow and humble themselves and to serve. And that's indisputable. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a cowboy. You don't have to be any of these things. These are about life lessons. And everybody, country, city, old, young, across the world, have been extremely responsive to this presentation.
That's just going to be fantastic. Crowd's absolutely going to love it. I know you grew up in Pennsylvania, and then you went to Penn State, got a degree. Tell me about your educational background and the degrees you have.
Well, I'll have to be honest with my viewers, and that is that I hated school and missed more days than anybody else in school. So the fact that I'm educated at all is just a glory to God, because I didn't want to go to anything past high school. I was going to just train horses for a living, and God got a hold of my life and used the university experience and university relationships to keep me in college. And then eventually I got my master's degree in counseling and my PhD in leadership training through Florida Bible Seminary. But the interesting thing is, it's really not about my education. It's about understanding the needs of others and how we can serve them more effectively. And that takes experience and training.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. So for what's coming up here in the Abilene area,
Saturday night at the Hickok Arena at 6 p.m., we'll do a cold start and talk about the most powerful elements we need to put in the foundation of every relationship. And I'll tell you a little hint ahead of time, there's only 2 5-letter words that start with T that are the core to every successful relationship, but you got to come Saturday night to figure them out. Awesome. And then Sunday morning, we're at the LifeHouse. And on Sunday morning, we're going to talk about the greatest single secret to life success. So if you don't have a church to go to, you want to come Sunday morning, you'll watch the horses interrelate. You won't see any horses, but you'll hear the stories. And then on Sunday evening, again, over at New Trails Fellowship, we're going to have one horse teach another horse. We're going to talk about the principle. How do you capture the heart of the next generation? And how do you transfer your values to lasting legacies?
So Dr. Lew, is it a situation then where by interacting with the horse and the horses interacting with each other, that you're taking what's happening there and converting that into relationships between individuals?
Yes, we watch the horses. We actually interpret what they're actually saying, because not everybody understands correctly. And then how do we respond to those needs? And we watch the horse actually respond and see the success. And then we move from layer to layer to layer in success. Our leadership style is only about 1% success, but 1% for 100 days is 100% transformation.
Yes, yes. And so as people watch the interaction between the horses and you explain what's taking place, or they're able to pick it up on their own, and then as that goes through, you equate that to the Sermon on the Mount. And so that you can go from individual to individual. An individual can be having problems. They've got their situation. I don't want that saddle on me. Don't try and put that on me. And you're using that example for individuals as well.
Well, you and I know, Doug, that when you capture the heart, you get the whole person. When you only modify somebody's behavior, you only get the moment. And we're here to capture the heart of the horse. And when we capture their heart, it's universal all around the world, whatever gender, relationship, whatever age you are, whatever discipline you're in. So that's why coaches buy into it, businesses buy into it, families buy into it, education buys into it. And we do all sectors of society, from bureaucrats to servants in every degree, and they relate really strong. We've been in a lot of prisons, and they understand that when you find freedom in your heart, you found true freedom.
Yes. Yes, I agree with you completely. I'm on the ministry team for the prison, so I understand exactly what you're saying. Now, how many years you been doing this?
Yeah, 150, I think.
Feels like it some days, doesn't it?
It does. On difficult mornings. I've been on the road for 45 years, and we do about 150 presentations a year.
Wow, that's tremendous. That's absolutely tremendous. We're going to send the individuals who are going to be looking at this over to your website. They can take a look at it. We'll provide this footage. We'll also put it out, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great show. We're going to get the word out so the people...
Douglas, we give a money-back guarantee. If they don't like it, they get their money back, especially since they didn't pay anything to come. It's a free event.
That. I saw that. It was donations, and that's tremendous, too. That speaks volumes about the program that you're going to be putting out. And you're going to enjoy it, because Abilene, Kansas, a beautiful town. Like I said, Wild Bill Hickok was here before he went to the Dakotas, and President Eisenhower grew up here and is buried here. And it's a beautiful town. We're looking forward to seeing you. You take care, and God bless you.
Thank you very much for your time today, Doug.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Lew.